the subtitle of this book kind of gets to this last point. It's the future of elections in America, not the future of America, right? It's the future of elections in America. And you set up a kind of interesting contrast between all the new technology, all the new things. First election under Citizens United. First election under the end of the collapse of the public finance system. First election where debates turn into, and I'm quoting Dan here, reality TV and get, enormous amount of attention. First election where there's this extraordinary emphasis on not just the new technologies, but the analytics, which you described beautifully. So there's almost a turning point in elections, and there's such a contrast between the turning point in elections and the absence of a turning point in any policy ideas or anything like that. And I'm wondering, having established this new technology, and I'll say that broadly, okay, to include the new mode of elections, will everyone now do that? Does that then, is there now going to be a level playing field on that? Did Obama in 2012 have the first mover advantage technologically, and from now on that won't matter because everybody else is going to catch up?
Well, short answer is probably, but with a couple of caveats. What the Obama campaign was able to do in building this machine was as a result of the benefit of literally 5 years of working, or 5.5 years of working. I mean, it started in 2007. They broke some ground in 2008 with what they did, and then they never stopped. I mean, they moved over to the DNC and began experimenting with analytics, and they did after-action report on what had worked and what had not worked in 2008. All of this was moving, and so they had, when they went out to Chicago in the spring of 2011, they had an idea of what they needed to do and the time and money to do it. Romney's operation, there was no way Romney's operation could catch up with that unless the RNC already had off-the-shelf stuff, and as we know, that's never sufficient.
But for the same reason, didn't Ken Mellman and Karl Rove do precisely the same thing? So that in the 2004 campaign, we got to the end and people said, "Wow, there's so much better."
Yeah, I mean, and that's why. I mean, that's my point. I mean, this ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody gets an advantage, and the other side goes to school on it, and a smart candidate overtakes, the other side. So, but I think that the techniques that we saw will become standard practice in 2016.